Thank God for Nina Turner. All of these hideous forces behind the scenes, these hideous DNC operatives behind the scenes, and she's the only one calling bullshit. There's a tremendous clash between the forces of evil and the forces of good right now, and she's making sure we understand what's going on. And even though no one else is saying this, obviously not on mainstream media, but no other lefty pundits either, the obvious solution to this problem is mayhem. Open, hostile rebellion. That's the only possible outcome here. The grassroots Bernie people have to walk out, they have to revolt, they have to rebel, they have to say, enough bullshit. This is ridiculous. We need to disrupt the convention by any means necessary. We need to make it clear to these DNC insider assholes that we're just not going to roll over and take it. So this Politico piece by Holly Otterbein tries to show us what's going on. Biden-Bernie forces clash during convention meeting. And Nina says, disgusting, disturbing, unacceptable. A Democratic Party meeting that leaders hoped would project unity weeks ahead of the national convention instead broke out into a behind-the-scenes feud over corporate money in politics. At a virtual gathering of a key committee for the Democratic National Convention, Bernie Sanders' allied members said Joe Biden appointees called them children and made other rude comments in a breakout room where they were talking privately. If this hadn't been in a breakout room, we would know exactly what was said. The argument served as a reminder of the tensions that are still simmering below the surface between moderates and progressives as the party seeks a united front against President Donald Trump. It also shows the limited power of Biden and Sanders, whose teams work closely to hash out a deal on another plan under consideration by the committee with the goal of showing harmony. I'm so proud of the Bernie supporters who just say, I don't care what Bernie says, this is bullshit. It was not only disturbing, but disrespectful, said Nina Turner, Sanders' former campaign co-chair who served on the committee. Disgusting, disturbing, unacceptable. And it's no way to restore the faith of the people who already suspect the Democratic Party is unfair. If you're only suspicious by now, people, you're never going to get there. Another person at the meeting described it as full of crosstalk between a small number of people in both Biden and Sanders camps that made it difficult to hear the proceedings, and said some people did not know how to use the mute button. We know who they want to mute. They want to mute the grassroots Sanders people. The Democratic National Committee did not immediately respond to requests for comment. A Biden official disputed the account from Sanders appointees. Which is why it's really too bad they didn't capture this on a recording, because then we'd all see how disgusting these fucking Biden people are. So because we don't have the recording, we have to listen to bullshit like this. This is a mischaracterization. There was a small group that was drowning out speakers, and this continued through a tribute to the late Representative John Lewis, the person who declined to speak on the record, said. They were asked to stop by both Sanders and Biden delegates, and the overwhelming takeaway of this meeting was the 5 resolutions that were passed unanimously as a result of the hard work of the Sanders and Biden teams. No, the overwhelming takeaway is that the Biden people are corporate assholes, and the Bernie people are trying to make the best of a horrible situation. The spat began when Brent Welder, a Sanders appointee who still has his balls attached, on the convention's Rules Committee, proposed a resolution to change the party charter to refuse all corporate PAC dollars and limit corporate lobbyists from serving on the DNC for several years. You can bet that went over like a lead balloon with the Biden people. Wait, you can't refuse money. Hold on. If you're an old-timer like me and you've been on lots of committees, you know that the curmudgeons in the committee would immediately call to table that. But the youthful, fresh-faced Bernie people, they were surprised when some asshole from the Biden camp decided to ask for it to be tabled. I remember that feeling when a curmudgeon in a committee I served on said, oh, let's table it, and then it died. And I thought, whoa, this guy lost, but then he asked for it to be tabled, and then he won. How does that work? Anyway, as you may guess if you're old like me, a Biden appointee called for it to be tabled. which some Sanders appointees said caught them off guard. Tabling until when? Asked Welder. Yeah, that was a naive question. The black hole just sucks it up and then swallows it, and you never see it again. But tabling sounds kind of reasonable, doesn't it? Now here's a perfect curmudgeon reply. Generally, until someone makes a successful motion to take it off the table, replied former Representative Barney Frank, the co-chair of the meeting. After the committee expires, if no one has moved to take it off the table successfully, then it dies with the committee. What an asshole. And then comes the youthful reply. Wow, that doesn't make any sense at all, said Welder. Jillian Johnson, a Sanders appointee on the committee, said other Sanders supporters urged that the proposal be brought to a vote in the closed-door breakout room by changing the background images on their screens to reflect their support. She said some Biden appointees chastised progressives over it. That was very clever. She was trying to do an end run around their rules. Wait, our donors won't like that. You're trying to do an end run around us having money in politics. You're acting like children, someone said, and you are going to lose anyway, so get over it, she said. I would like to know who the she said is in this case. And then the host just closed the meeting so we couldn't see each other anymore. How courageous. Welder and another Sanders appointee who asked for anonymity also said Biden appointees made those comments. Turner said she heard them as well and said they came from Biden appointees or party diehards. Minutes before the meeting ended, the committee held a vote to consider Welder's proposal, which was supported. It's awesome that Welder made that proposal to go along with the pre-packaged proposals that were supposed to show how unified and harmonious the party was. This guy stuck his finger right in their eye. His original amendment, of course, was then defeated. While the frustration of Sanders appointees seeped out on social media, the actual arguments in the private breakout rooms were not live streamed. A boon for the party. If the meeting had been held in person, as the Rules Committee usually operates, such divides could have been captured on tape. On a separate issue Thursday, the Rules Committee struck a deal between the Sanders and Biden teams to extend party reforms that were agreed on in the wake of the contentious 2016 election. This is the part they want you to focus on. This is the part the narrative managers want you to see. They want you to see how everyone worked together to keep in place some of the original victories of the Bernie side. See, we're all one big happy family. The Rules Committee voted unanimously to pass a proposal to maintain the advances that have been made to the presidential nomination process, such as not allowing superdelegates to vote on the first ballot and making caucuses more accessible. They need to get rid of superdelegates altogether because they were all ready to wade in on the second ballot. They made this public. We know this for a fact. The superdelegates were poised and ready to wade in and take it away from Bernie in the second round this time. But that's not what they want you to look at. The Sanders and Biden camps hoped the resolution would underscore the harmony in the party. The reforms, which will now go to a vote of convention delegates, would be cemented for the 2024 presidential primary. I can't even read the end of this article to you. It's just so fucking convoluted. They want you to believe things that aren't true. What needs to happen here is that the true Bernie people, especially the Bernie or bust people, stick together and tell the Biden camp to shove it up their asses. What I'm hoping will happen is what happened last time and the Bernie people just walked out. That's what needs to happen this time. But I don't know how dramatic that will look in an online forum. And you know the media won't cover it in a way that allows the average American to see what actually happened. But the Bernie people need to fucking revolt. I'm so proud of Nina, and I hope that every other grassroots Bernie person will follow her lead.